First and foremost, I want to say all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And much love and salutations to you brothers pushing this truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. I want to get into this quick little lesson real quick about the scenario at hand. The whole world's watching about, the destruction at hand of the Lord's judgment over in Texas. But there's another lesson to be learned in this. So I'm going to just jump right into it, try to make this video as quick as possible because just get direct to the point. Lord willing to be edifying. So I'm going to jump to Matthew chapter 25, and I'm going to start at verse 31. It's a good lesson to learn into what was being said here from Yahweh Shah. Okay, this is Matthew 25 and 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all of the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them that are on his right hand, Come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundations of the world. And we can go into that, but that's a different, topic and stuff like that. But, that's talking about the elect, It says, For I was hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer then shall the righteous answer him, and saying, Lord, when saw we thee a hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when we saw thee sick, or in prison, came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, insomuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Okay? Now I'm gonna just read through this, but then we're gonna go back and break it down. Then shall he say unto them that are on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, unto everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was a hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee a hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, insomuch as you did it not to one of these least. Let me read that one more time. Insomuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not unto me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous unto life eternal. Okay? Now there's a couple different, lessons to be learned in there. We could do a different lesson about, why it's important to go into the highways and the byways, because, parabolically, that's what it's talking about, roughly paraphrasing, when Yahweh Shah, I believe he said it to the Samaritan woman, you drink of these waters, the everlasting waters of life, It's basically this knowledge. He's supping with you, y'all eating together, y'all breaking bread together, like Jake said in the hood sometimes, come break bread with me, homie, come get down with me, They're not necessarily talking about all the time, let's go eat, So it's like, when you're on the highways and the byways, you out there feeding the elect, you giving them that spiritual water, you giving them that spiritual food that they're looking for, because, since here Jake's always looking for the truth, they're always looking into the truth of the matter of a lot of different things. And so once they come into this truth, they it's basically like an all-you-can-eat buffet, But like I said, that's a whole nother lesson, into that. But that's pretty much a breakdown about that part. But let's get into the topic at hand right now, He's Yahweh Shah saying, they asked and said, when did we see you, when you was hungry, you was thirsty, when you was in prison, when you was sick? And the response said, basically, when, to the righteous, when you did it unto the least of these, my brethren, Yahweh Shah's brethren, his people, you did it unto me. And same to the wicked, he said, and so much as you didn't do it to these, my brethren, you basically didn't do it unto me. You didn't feed them. You didn't feed me, It's like, it's kind of like a support system. If the brothers wasn't out there to feed me, I couldn't be feeding you right now. So all in all, we could be feeding each other. But let's also look at this. He's talking about when he was naked, you gave him clothes. When he was out there bare and being naked is basically like being really naked. When you expose, you're at your weakest point. You don't have any covering for yourself. And right now over in Texas, there's a lot of you know righteous Akim out there, or let me use proper terms for new brothers, righteous brothers out there that's going through these calamities as well. Lord willing to keep the faith in the Most High is dealing with them, that the Most High deliver them through that situation. But at the same time, there's a lesson to be learned here. It says you're supposed to be taking care of your brother. That's your brother, right? Take care of your brother. You can't have your brother out there, you know, um, losing everything, and while you sitting there comfortable right at home, because what happens when the tables turn? You don't know if you're gonna need your brother in over there, even though you might not know them personally or anything like that. If they come in truth and sincerity in the same spirit, y'all one body, right? Many members but one body. So you gotta, if you got a hand and a foot, they're not necessarily in the same spot doing the same job, but if your foot hurts, you better believe your hand better be scratching it. So with that being said, you gotta examine yourself and see how sincere you are to your own brother, because this is a test of that right now. If you got something that you could give to your brother, and go ahead and do that. They got all these other wicked organizations like the Red Cross and stuff like that, asking for donations and stuff like that, which all of that is wicked. Like, for a real example, at my job today, they had a posting up about the hurricane over in Texas, and they were saying, with the plant down there, 14 people lost their homes and stuff, and they was asking, the employees to come together from all the plants to put some money together and basically give it to our human resource officer, and they was there to write a check to the company, in the company's name, and I'm like, well, that's wicked as all outdoors, I'm not tracking that money. I don't know if, we writing y'all a check, and y'all put it all together, and y'all might, let's say we raise 100,000. Who's not to say that y'all don't just send like, $500 and keep the rest of it, free money for you. And at the same time, just the location where I work at, just the one location where I work, we have plants all over really all over the planet, but just the plant that I work at alone, we profit about $1.2 billion a year, every month. In fact, yesterday, we had our so-called meeting, our what they call a communications meeting or something like that, where they discuss, the finances and all that stuff and everything going on, so we get to see how much money we're profiting after all the bills are paid. So at the end of the year, when we see that it's like $1.2 billion that we profit a year after all the bills and all the expenses are paid. And I'm looking to them, it's like, how are you going to ask an employee like myself, who's living from paycheck to paycheck, when you read scriptures, and you work all day long and you put your money, basically, roughly paraphrase, you put your money into your pocket, but it's got a hole in it, you only got enough for your daily bread, basically you don't have any surplus. No matter how many extra hours you work, you can go and work, put 80 hours of overtime in, right? As soon as you get your paycheck, your car break down and it costs you got just enough money to get it fixed, right back at square one. Things like that always happen. But at the same time, this company makes $1.2 billion a year, and they're asking me to come together and get some money. And I'm like, wait a minute, and you got us working like 7 days. Why don't y'all bring those? Because we have people go from plant to plant and they pay for the transport and stuff. Like, well, why don't y'all bring those people out here? Let them work at our plant for a while. Give us some days off so we can rest. They could, you could take care of them. They won't have to be in that devastation for the time being, and they could actually be producing to get them some money or something like that. You could work something out with them, but all in all, why don't the company? It's 14 employees. You telling me you can't take care of your 14 employees? You basically want the teammates to take care of the team when the captain or the owner of the team can't take care of them. But at the end of the day, we winning championships for you. It's because of us that y'all profiting that money, and that y'all are on top and y'all rich, but you can't take care of you can't even take care of the people who supporting you. So that's wicked all outdoors for these big companies and like Walmarts and stuff like that. What would it be for Walmart to just take their profits and proceeds from one day to try to help out people out there? They got all kind of money, big spending and stuff like that, and they would have the audacity to ask all these Americans who work in multiple jobs, multiple hours, unemployed, and behind on bills and in debt. They got the little infomercials on TV about sending money out here to Haiti and stuff. But you got trillions of dollars that you spending every year, and billions and billions and billions on military warfare to go bomb and kill people. How do you spend billions of dollars on trying to kill somebody, but yet at the same time when people dying of so-called natural disasters, that y'all can't put out a little bit of money for them. So at the same time, this that's just wicked going through their little paths that they have going, because through all in all, you got the wicked regulating that. They don't really care about those people out there. Look how much money was sent out to the Red Cross and stuff for Hurricane Katrina and the people out in Haiti. But at the end of it, they kept saying, well, we need more money. This isn't just enough. We need more, more, more. Those companies are all in business. Red Cross and all that stuff, they're in business when there's no time of calamity. So how come they're not stacking up money then? How come every time there's a disaster, they need funding? If that's the case, why not just disband the Red Cross until the disaster comes, and then you just raise the funds then? But the moral of this lesson is, you got your brother and your Akim out there, and Lord willing, that the Lord is dealing with them, and the Lord's going to take care of them. But what can you be doing to play on your part? You might not, you might have one thing that you could offer up. Some Akim might have an extra room or a bed that they could to spare. Bring some Akim out to wherever location they are at. They could be sending them. You might have some surplus food. You could send them some surplus money. Anything. You might have baby diapers or anything, little anything. You might not know. You might just be like, well, I got an extra bag of diapers. You might not think that your one little extra bag of diapers might help, but with the righteous brethren out there taking care, each little piece add up to a big whole. So all in all, I'm just saying that you got to examine yourself, and you really want to say you brotherly. Well, here's a real test right now. We in that judgment day right now, and basically, the Lord said his servants they're gonna eat, but the Lord isn't necessarily he sets it up through the ways he set it up, and it might just be that he's trying, the Akim out there to see if they really about what they say they about, if they really have that brotherly love to go and take care of their brother. You might not know that brother by name or anything about him, but the one bond y'all have, y'all together in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, and so for that fact alone, like the scripture says, and so much as if you've done it to one of these little ones, you've done it unto me. We all working together for the same boss, to take care of the same boss, so we got to please the boss. He don't want to see none of his employees slacking off, or not slacking off, but basically in a rut, and his fellow co-workers or his fellow person that he's working with, fellow teammate, don't want to help him out. That's bad teamwork. You don't have a real stable team. So with that being said, examine thyself and see what you can do. See if you can get in contact with any of the Akim out in Texas or anything like that. And see if you can see what you can do for them. Even if you can't do anything for them, you might be the one thing you might be able to do is get in contact with them and see what they need. And then put that out there to somebody else, and then the other people might have the supplies, but they might not have the communication. So we all many members but one body. So you got to keep that in mind, and that Yahweh Shai is watching it, like the scripture says here. You basically going to be accounted for that, and this is the time where we're supposed to be raising our brethren up. So Lord willing, this video was edifying, and I hope I want to say all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. We're going to keep those brothers, I want to say much love and blessings to the Akim pushing the truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth, but we're going to keep those brothers in our prayers, and all the Akim throughout all the things that they're going through, all the calamities they're going through. Keep them in our prayers and stuff. Put up prayers for them as well, that the Most High, keep the faith on them and bless them to endure, because, who knows, maybe this is, in Texas is the start of it, who knows what state is next, over in Florida's about to get dominated by an even bigger hurricane than what's going on in Texas. So you might not know if you're going to be next, and you're going to, if other Akim are going to be putting things together to help you out in your time, you might just need somewhere to escape, and you don't want, other Akim who say that they're in this truth and sincerity that's preaching the same word as you. Like, nah, you can't, I can't send you no money. I don't know you like that, You're supposed to know the spirit, they come in the same spirit. So I want to say, again, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone and rule well. And much love to you, brothers, that's pushing this truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Shalom.